Just because he didn't let me win didn't mean he didn't help me. He had over 80 years of life experience on me, after all, so it was only fair. I'd never gotten made fun of for our nose before we moved here. The other day, I was at chorus rehearsal, and Emma Paglino, who is tiny and adorable with a pert nose like a pug's, stood in front of me and looked hard at my face. She said, "Oh, so it's true that Jewish people all have noses shaped like sixes." It's probably important to note that, at my new school, I'm the only Jewish kid in all the 6th grade. This was not the case at my old school, which was a Jewish school, which meant we were all Jewish. And no, Emma Paglino, we did not all have noses shaped like sixes. I didn't say that, though. My cheeks just got really hot, and I pretended not to hear her, and then the teacher called my row, so I got to run away to the stage. "Zaide," I said, "if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?" Zaide tilted his head, considering. That was another thing I liked about Zaide. He always took me seriously. Sometimes I asked my parents questions like this, and they just rolled their eyes, all like, "We have far more important things to do than listen to our one and only child, like muttering at our phones and complaining that our coffees are cold." "I don't think I would change anything," he said. "Yes, I've had a hard life sometimes, but look at where it took me." By that, he meant me and my family and my cousins all here at his house. That was heartfelt and all, but it didn't answer my real question. "What about how you look?" I prompted. He didn't stop to think this time, only smiled. It wasn't the prettiest smile, considering that there were barely any teeth and the ones that were left were all yellow, but it was pretty to me. "What would I change?" "This beautiful smile?" I couldn't help but giggle. Only a little, though. "This glowing skin?" Zaide ran a hand over one of his many deep, deep wrinkles. "This strong back?" He stretched a little to show off his hunch. "This glorious head of hair?" The light shone off his bald head. Okay, this time I giggled kind of a lot. I glanced down at the board, avoiding his eyes. I wanted a hint now, but I didn't really want to ask for one and make it obvious how much I didn't know. So I moved my queen across the board, snagging one of his knights. "Leah, what are you talking about?" My cousin Maddie looked up from her phone. I thought she wasn't paying attention to me, but apparently she'd been listening this whole time from over where she sat on the cozy armchair. "Zaide doesn't need to change anything about himself." I bristled at her know-it-all tone. She was only a year older than me, but she thought that one measly year made her like an entire adult. I didn't say he did. Anyway, I'm focusing on the game. I turned back to the board just in time for Zaide to nab my queen with his bishop. "Checkmate." "Arg!" I searched the board, but he was right. My king was trapped. Nowhere he could go to escape, or at least hide from all the other chess pieces making comments about his nose. Maybe that was me projecting a little. "Good game," Zaide said, reaching over the board to shake my hand. I shook and set it back. He stood slowly, looking toward the kitchen. "I'm going to see what your parents are doing." His eyes traveled over to Jed, Maddie's brother, and my other cousin. "Jedediah David!" Jed sat up from where he was lying on the floor. Yes, he was just lying on the floor for no reason. He was the oldest of us, but he still did things like that. "What?" "We'll work on your math later," Zaide said. "No more C's." Jed's sticky-out ears flushed red. "Okay." Zaide headed back to the kitchen, leaving me alone with Maddie and Jed. As soon as Zaide disappeared into the other room, Maddie set her phone down on the table and turned her eyes on me. "Leah, what were you getting at earlier?"